Good evening, I'm Martin Bedsole. Heather is off tonight. A Colorado Springs woman who attempted to report sexual abuse at the hands of her ex-boyfriend but was arrested herself is now suing multiple police officers. Tonight, that woman is speaking exclusively to 13 Investigates about the damage it's caused her. Investigative reporter Sean Rice is live at the newsroom after also obtaining newly filed court documents. Sean.
Yeah, but Rebecca Varney did not think that calling 911 2 years ago to report sexual abuse would lead to a warrant for her arrest being issued. Now she claims the charges against her were baseless and is taking action in federal court to prove that.
She can see everything. I don't care. Just leave me alone.
Mere hours after this physical interaction with her ex-husband resulted in a fractured wrist, Rebecca Varney called Colorado Springs police for help. Two CSPD officers, David Kester and Carlotta Rivera, arrived on the scene the next morning.
It didn't matter what I had to say. They weren't going to believe me. And this is exactly why women don't report abuse.
Varney attempted to show Officer Kester the video of the alleged assault and report previous instances of sexual abuse. Officer David Kester told his partner he didn't believe her ex-husband was at fault.
I don't see any intent in there. It seems like...
I'm not trying to press charges for that.
Well, unfortunately, when it comes to domestic violence, you don't have a choice.
There were never any domestic violence charges. The only charges filed were against Varney herself, accused of harassing and violating a protection order from a previous spat with her ex-husband.
It's like I can spot a cop from a mile away. You know, I go to a lot of concerts. There's always cops there. I always go the opposite way. I try to avoid them. Just because I'm just so scared, you know. I didn't do anything wrong and I got in trouble, so who's to say that's not going to happen again?
A day after a warrant for her arrest was sent out, she filed a complaint against both officers alleging they failed to conduct a fair and non-biased investigation. The officers on scene refused to interview two roommates inside the home on the night of the incident, and in a 40-minute phone interview with her ex-husband, didn't ask him once about her sexual abuse claims. 3 months later, an internal affairs investigation concluded that both officers did violate policy by failing to report a domestic violence incident. But her attorneys are now filing the federal lawsuit because there was no training given to either officer on how to improve in the future.
There was no actual repercussions from the perspective of increased training, increased discipline. Both officers essentially walked away, my guess, feeling as though they can engage in this similar way again and have nothing happen.
Varney's criminal charges were dismissed 3 months after they were filed. Today, we reached out to CSPD for comment on the federal lawsuit and the claims made against their officers. A spokesperson said it is their policy to not comment on litigation. Reporting live in the newsroom, Sean Rice, 13 Investigates.
All right, Sean, thanks.